I'm doing a swap.
Smyth, yeah. And how many minutes are you taking each?
2. 2 minutes each, okay. Minister, firstly I'd like to compliment my colleague Deputy Mary Butler here on this very timely motion, particularly when we know there is a trolley crisis ensuing, and a lot of that is due to people, as Deputy Butler has outlined here, who find themselves on a trolley and the home care package isn't in place and the supports aren't in place for the family to take that older person home. And as Deputy Butler has quite rightly outlined, that we know facts show it is 3 times cheaper if we can keep a person at home than it would be for the state to have to look after them in a nursing home. And I think that makes the case in black and white. In Cavan Monaghan, we have a situation with 240 people who are on the waiting list. Minister, as we know, this is one of the greatest crises for families with older members of their family, depending on that support, that assistance, that care that enables an older person to stay in their own home. Today, Minister, I'd like to cite 2 particular cases, and as we all know, we have a huge amount of these coming through our offices, but 2, as I felt, heart-wrenching scenarios. A gentleman in his 90s has been allocated a home care package last May. Now, his wife is in her late 80s. She spent 25 years of her working career as a carer for the HSE as well. And while I'm not saying they should have been given any positive bias, there is a certain sense of, I suppose, you would assume that somebody who's given their life to minding others, they would have been taken care of. However, the home care package wasn't implemented until October, almost 6 months later, Minister. And when I did get on to the HSE about this particular case, the reply I got from the HSE is, "Dear Deputy, unfortunately, as a home care support service must work within the allocated budget, prioritisation system is used to determine each client's clinical needs." Well, Minister, someone who's in their 90s with their wife in their 80s, the person who got on to me about that is their daughter. She's actually a very young widow. She has 1 son to raise and depends on her job as an SNA in a school, and certainly it wasn't an option for her to take out of her school. So, Minister, I'd just like to support the motion, and anything you can do to ensure there are more home care packages I think would be very welcome.